mayor's veto. I think the legal precedent is clear. The governing body, the city of Harrisburg, for purposes of appointments to municipal authorities, the city council. That's Commonwealth Court decision. It's case law override veto.
Thank you.
I'd like to ask that my time begin after I give my address, since it gobbles up 10%, at least of the 60 seconds. My name is Jim Recheck. I live at 1307 South Cameron Street. For too long, the Reed administration has stacked the authorities with hand-picked lackeys. These mayoral appointed authority members rubber stamp the requests of the mayor with no reservations. Fred Clark has even gone as far as to claim that it's the mayor's money. It's our money. Our money. They have approved ridiculous and contrary spending to the tune of millions of dollars to buy artifacts and to pay up to $9,000 per diems to travel and fetch these artifacts, among other expenses. The incinerator debacle is well known and probably a criminal act of negligence. There are no checks and balances, no public approval, they just write checks. They make their shady deals. All our city suffers a slow and painful economic death. It begins to end here tonight. I urge council to vote to override the mayor's veto and empower council with their legal right and obligation to appoint and approve the authority members. This is no gray area. A no vote by any of you council members will reveal your true nature, and it will be remembered for next election and for all time. This is no gray area. Approve the veto override tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Evelyn Warfield, 735 South 26th Street. I too am speaking in favor of overriding the mayor's veto. I agree that anybody that votes against overriding is voting against the taxpayers' interests and will be remembered. And it's time that City Council takes back its legal rights. For too long you've been letting the mayor get away with everything, and that's not what you're elected to do. So tonight, override the veto and take back your power.
Smith, 3010 North 3rd Street, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I'm ditto what the other speaker said with regard to the override of the veto, and I'm also here to ask you to vote against Resolution 2-207, the resolution appointing Frederick A. Clark to serve on the Harrisburg Authority. First of all, Mr. Clark is not a resident of the city, and he shouldn't even be considered. Secondly, when Ms. Roberts was asking him questions at the administration meeting, he said, when she asked him about why did the authority continue to buy artifacts after the council said no and the people of the city said no, Mr. Clark said that he felt that that was a good thing to do. We do not need board members that are going to think different than the people and the city council. So I suggest you vote no on that resolution.
Thank you.
Wendy Taylor, 1724 Green Street, and I'd like to say ditto to everybody who spoke before me. And just to explain that you are the representatives of the people, and you're the only voice we have in city government. And anything that opens up city government is a vote for the people. And so I would urge you to override the mayor's veto, take the power to appoint people that are good and thoughtful people that just don't go along to get along. And I do wonder why we would appoint Fred Clark, especially on the same night that you're voting to override a veto of the mayor, because I'm sure that the mayor would love to see Fred Clark reappointed. Thank you.
Next.
William Ellis, 115 Locust Street. I provided some comments to you all by email. I don't know whether you had a chance to read them or not, but I can't fit them all in 1 minute, so I'm just going to give you the tail end. The Harrisburg Authority is in dire need of an infusion of new professionalism and openness. Allowing those that erred supremely in judgment and execution, both board members and consultants, to implement their solution is not an acceptable answer. Overriding this veto, while significant in the direction of the authority, however, is only a small but necessary step. Your truly responsible measure lies in making appropriate appointments. This is the high road you must ascend. In this critical time, it seems evident to me that the skill set necessary to work through these problems includes a legal perspective, a municipal finance perspective, and a technical engineering perspective. Lay membership ascending a steep learning curve and relying on interpretations and judgments of staff and consultants may not be adequate. Attributes of honesty, inquisitiveness, sincere interest in the city and its citizens, and a willingness to shake up things and act like an iconoclast can and should all be inherent in those more experienced appointees. My concern and sincere recommendation is that the council finds a group of appointees that represents a well-rounded and skilled slate and appoint them with as unanimous consent as possible. Consider this appointment of a board majority, not simply individual appointees. It is time the city moved forward in a measured fashion. I can support overriding this veto, although we could have arrived here through a slightly more open process. I'm also concerned about loss of checks and balances, but the current stalemate is unacceptable. I challenge the council, therefore, after passage of the resolution, to pause the process and table these appointments. Thank you. Council should then identify the requirements of the job and appoint an appropriate.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we could still remain within the time. We have a new timer.
Oh, that's what that was.
Yes, yes, when that goes off, that's 1 minute. Thank you.
My name is Darnell Williams, 2402 Magnolia Drive. I went, like everyone else, I want you to override the mayor's veto. The issue is not who should appoint the office holders. The issue is accountability, responsibility, and credibility. And we've already seen that the authority has not been accountable, has been responsible, and definitely has been credible. The Harrisburg Authority allowed borrowers to spend countless of millions of dollars without accounting for the money. The authority allowed borrowers to falsify management reports, which hurt the credibility of the city. The Harrisburg Authority showed that they are not responsible to the taxpayers for this city. This is why City Council must act by passing Resolution 8-2007. This body must be responsible and accountable if the city is to stay out of bankruptcy. So I'm telling you, we're headed toward bankruptcy. If you believe in the old boy network, then do nothing. If you want to help the city, pass this resolution.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Hello, Jason Smith, 308 North 2nd Street, city business owner and resident. I want to encourage council, it sounds radical, override a veto. I think this is a moderate position. All you're asking to do is to add names to the slate. The mayor knows people who he feels are qualified. You all live in the community and you know people who you feel are qualified. All you're asking is to be able to add your opinion to that mix. That's all. If that's a threat to the mayor, then that's his deal. You're not asking for anything radical. I think this is a no-brainer. Who you vote for, vote your conscience. I don't care who you vote for. But I do care that you have the right